In Shark Tank Season 5, Episode 9, Jamie Siminoff was rejected by the sharks only later to become one. From building explosives in his garage, nearly cutting off his hand, getting rejected by the sharks, and selling to Amazon. This is the story of Jamie Siminoff's Ring and how he created a billion-dollar company. The story begins in Chester, New Jersey, an hour west of New York City, where Jamie Siminoff grew up. After school, Jamie Siminoff would find himself in the garage where he was constantly building things he shouldn't have, like explosives. Jamie even cut his hand, almost slicing it in half after building a model plan, and building a homemade knife, accidentally stabbing himself in the arm. Any kind of explosive device I was building, Siminoff said. I learned a lot of chemical, mechanical, and electrical engineering by doing stuff. Considered a class clown, he'd find himself in trouble. School was a struggle for Siminoff until he laid his eyes on a certain car. A Land Rover Defender 90. His dad wanted to light a fire under his son and told him that if he worked harder in school and got straight A's, he'd buy him the SUV. I thought the car was the coolest thing ever, Siminoff said. At the time, I was a C student. I didn't do that well in school until I wanted to. It wasn't my thing. But the Land Rover changed things for Jamie. Jamie went on to earn straight A's that moment forward, and his dad kept the end of the deal, buying him the Land Rover Defender 90. Jamie wrote about that experience and used it for his college essay admission letter as an example of what he could do. He eventually landed in Babson College, where he studied entrepreneurship. Even though Jamie landed on the honor roll, his real passion developed into selling. Jamie in college hustled electronics selling to students on campus. He even earned cash by writing business plans for others, and even went on to winning a business planning competition. Even though he claimed he sucked, someone offered me $10,000 to create a business plan, which at the time for me was like $100 million. Jamie Siminoff said. They were happy with it, and I did another one. One thing kept leading to another, and then another. After college, Jamie Siminoff, and now living in Southern California, went back where he felt most at home, his garage. Jamie, an inventor and builder by nature, hired 3 assistants, where they started building things. Jamie, while often in the garage, would be surprised by packages left at the door from the mailman. He kept missing mail deliveries because in the garage he couldn't hear the doorbell ring from out there, or unable to answer the door without being interrupted. Jamie began looking for a doorbell that would ring his phone and was surprised there wasn't anything like it on the market. I was like, how can there not be a doorbell that goes to your phone? Erin, Jamie's wife, would put up with all of his clutter lying around the garage while working on his various projects, encouraging Jamie to pursue it. When he started to talk about the doorbell, I thought, that's a good idea, she said. That would definitely make me feel safer. Siminoff being tech-savvy enough, support from his wife, and previous experience from his first firm, which converted voicemail to text, he decided to build it. Having an idea is the easy part, but coming up with the money to build it was another. Video doorbells existed, but they were nothing compared to Jamie's idea. He had critics, and getting investors was hard enough, as there was skepticism on whether it could be done. Jamie's idea was a HD doorbell that would go directly to your phone. Even one investor told him it was impossible, but Jamie was stubborn. With the help of his assistants, they put together the very first version of the device. Without backing, Jamie found challenges not just in building a successful product, but also found that being a no-name competitor dominated by Sony and Apple was way harder to get past. Jamie, though, began to think outside the box. Looking into casting a wider funding net, he started to think of branding and packaging. Even though Jamie now had a working product and some belief from investors, he was barely keeping afloat. Then, an email came that would change his life. An email from a Shark Tank producer. In 2013, Jamie met an acquaintance in Los Angeles who at the time was trying to get a startup off the ground and wanted help from Jamie. Jamie, at the time, like in college, didn't feel like he had much to give. Here I am, almost going out of business myself, giving him tips, Siminoff said. But it was that meeting with that acquaintance that would change the course of Jamie's entire life. At the end of the meeting, the acquaintance gave Jamie an email address for a producer at Shark Tank. Jamie Siminoff cold emailed this producer, and to his surprise, got a response back. Thus, the long journey of getting Doorbot on Shark Tank began. Jamie Siminoff in Doorbot was vetted by producers and went through a legal review before filing. Not to get his hopes up, as only a few ever make it onto the show, but Jamie and Doorbot made the cut. Unlike his usual self, Jamie appeared stiff, low energy, and as nervous as not wanting to come off as a jackass. Only my entire life depended on it. Siminoff jokes. Why would I be nervous? Sharks. Wouldn't it be nice to know who was at the door before you let me in? Began Siminoff's pitch. Now you can. Think of it as caller ID for your front door. All but one shark passed on the device. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin offered a loan, coupled with royalty and a very small amount of equity. Jamie Siminoff passed on the deal as it was more of a slap in the face more than anything, leaving the show empty-handed. But what came after was mind-blowing. After walking off the show, Doorbot rebranded to the name Ring, earning over $5 million in sales after an investor said, "You said Ring about 1,000 times. Just call it Ring." So Jamie did. Mid-November, the episode aired and people were looking for gift ideas. This gave Doorbot a serious boost in sales and got the attention of some big-name investors, one of them being Richard Branson. Jamie Siminoff went out to Richard Branson's private island, where Branson watched in fascination of how well Ring worked. A guest remotely talked to a delivery person standing at Branson's doorstep, though Jamie's doorbell. Branson then connected with Siminoff to invest. Branson told Forbes here was a product that was going to save your house from being burgled. Jamie's company all of a sudden wasn't so small anymore. Ring began to expand its product line in home security. Ring launched an outdoor video camera, then more doorbell models. While all this was going on, a 7-foot, 1-inch tall former NBA player approached Jamie out of the blue and offered to be a Ring company spokesman. That man was Shaquille O'Neal. "I just moved to a big house in Atlanta. I called a big security company, and they tried to overcharge me. So I go to Best Buy. I see the Ring doorbell. I get it. And it works perfectly," Shaq said. Years later, Shaq was walking through CES and saw the Ring booth. Shaq wanted to introduce himself to the CEO of Ring and that he loved the products. "I'm sitting here waiting. I'm expecting a nice, distinguished 60-year-old with a gray beard and glasses. And Jamie comes in. He says, 'Hi, I'm Jamie.' And I said, 'Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you. I'm waiting for the CEO.' And he says, 'I am the CEO.' And I was like, 'A kid is the CEO,' Shaq said. Together, Shaq and Jamie brought high-energy silliness that showed throughout Ring's TV commercials and installed inner-city residents' home security systems for free. In 2018, there was an announcement that even shocked the judges of Shark Tank. Jamie and Ring were doing quite well with the doorbell market, but news broke out that Amazon was planning on purchasing Ring from Siminoff and become the biggest acquisition behind Whole Foods. The entertainment and tech industries were buzzing with the news, with many contacting the original Shark judges to ask if they had any regrets about not investing into Jamie Siminoff. Kevin O'Leary at the time said he had no regrets and was happy for Jamie, whose work and passion impressed him during the taping of the show. Jamie then sold the company to Amazon because he felt it was a good fit for all involved, and the tech giant purchasing Ring meant Jamie could further his mission of creating safer neighborhoods. Amazon now owning the company, Jamie Siminoff continues to steer Ring as the CEO. Ring partnered with National Night Out that allows customers of Ring to share video footage of crimes, and to feel close to his customers, he also has his email attached to every Ring device box so he can read what they have to say personally. Jamie now has over 2,000 employees, 4 different offerings, a home monitoring system, and several cameras. The Ring founder and CEO became a guest judge on Shark Tank on October 7th, Season 10. Overall, this is a full-circle moment, Siminoff said. "I now get the opportunity to give back to the very platform that allowed me to achieve my American dream."